So what do you tend to have problems with when you're wearing heels, and what is your typical size?
Um, US size 8, 7.5 in some manufacturers.
Mhm.
Um, the best luxury designer that's fit me and I've been able to wear, I wouldn't say without problems, but with the least amount of problems is Jimmy Choo.
Okay.
And it'll be a 37.5 to 38. Um, I haven't worn heels much at all in the past year, and I actually just last week tried on a couple of the pairs that used to fit me the best.
Mhm.
And man, it's amazing how quickly your feet aren't used to walking around in heels. And I feel like it shouldn't be that way because it makes me feel like I was probably over adapting or just doing something differently than, just the natural being
I
of the
see.
foot. Um, so yeah, and usually my problem areas tend to be I have teensy tiny bunions,
Mhm.
um, and I tend to form calluses on the top of my dorsal aspect of my little toe,
Okay.
and then the medial aspect of the base of my big toe. So that's more like.
For what I can see,
Mhm.
she is with eye arch, but she's not 37 and a half because she obviously is around 37 in volume, 37 and a half in width, but she has 38 and a half minimum in length. So in the left, okay. So
And left is
that's
the bigger foot.
yeah, the left looks like a little bit bigger than the other one, but what I can see is less than one size. So uh, she um, in the land we need to consider 38 and a half
Okay.
and 7 in 37 and a half, 7.5 in width and 7 in volume with Rashmi arch level and asymmetrical uh, dome. So means that you are 38 and a half internal and you are basically 36 and a half external. That means that the average between the two, external and internal, you generate 37 and a half, 38. Okay, so uh, for serve your uh, length of the C of the cave, basically from the heel in the metatarsal area, it should be to serve you with the length of the 38, built in a symmetrical way. And and the volume have to be really slick because you are narrow comparison to how much you are wide, but
I mean,
it's
you
narrow and flat. So um, so the last here should be probably a 38 Rashmi in our line.
Mm-hmm. Rashmi, you said?
yeah.
Uh,
So let me summarize real quick for Sarosh. So with your dimensions of your feet, you were wearing or buying 37 and a halves because that was better for the volume because you're very sleek, flat, and narrow. So if, but it's not long enough for your actual length. And that's why you're getting calluses on the dorsum of your toes
Gotcha.
because you're curling in trying to accommodate your longer foot, but sleeker, very very sleek is the best word because you're very flat in volume. You can see here, you know, super flat, and you're also narrow. Luckily, we can accommodate you because every other shoe company, for each size, because sizes measure only length. That's just the standard. It only measured length. But someone can be of the exact same length as you, but have more volume or is wider. And you can imagine that you both can't fit in the same shoes. So most shoe companies just make sort of the average historical fit that seems to fit the most people. But to me, that's a little bit like going in and buying a bra from from a bra company that only sells C cups,
Yeah.
right? Because you're the A cup of feet because you're much sleeker, less volume. So that's why you were trying to accommodate. So your first statement that I think I'm trying to accommodate something too much, and you were exactly right.
Yeah.
Uh, we have in our collection um, 7 different fit, volume, and proportions per size. And yours happens to be what is called the Rashmi. We named that because we see that in a lot of Indian clients that you
Perfect.
have
I'm
the.
Pakistani.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's just this morphology that we've seen, and that's why we call it the Rashmi. So that's the summary. All right,
Wonderful.
Enrico? Anything
Yeah,
else?
38 and a half Rashmi in the left and 38 in the right.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. And
Yeah.
and so any styles in particular that are going to suit the Rashmi or my feet now that you've had the pleasure of looking at them. I'm looking for two, at least two different. So one, just a simple black pump, suede, leather, patent, whatever.
Okay.
Um, I once in another lifetime bought these Christian Louboutins, the Socade. I wore them once and oh my God, they looked so beautiful, but I was afraid I'd never walk again. So that's the style that I like. I was wondering if there's anything you can recommend that kind of, will go with the Rashmi, but also
Sure.
look kind of like that.
Well, the closest to that look would be the new Terran. It's very high. It's 120 millimeter, and we can make it in the Rashmi. Um, Before we jump to a pump, we would prefer that the first pair that you get is something like the Francesca or Faye, where we can see where you're ending. And it's great that we will offer a mismatch because with pumps, you have to wear them very precise. So with your half a size difference between your 2 feet, one side is always going to be a problem child. But now when we do the mismatch for you, then it's you, both feet will feel like they should instead of again trying to accommodate.
Yeah.
So are you interested in the mules at all? Francesca is our top seller. The gold in particular is very popular with our Indian clients because they wear it with all of the Indian costumes as well. So
Um,
I don't know if that was your style or not.
I'm not a huge fan of mules, to be honest. But I think, if that's somewhere I need to start to have a lifetime of happy feet, then it's absolutely worth the investment for me.
Well, we want to also accommodate what you like.
What about Nina?
Nina, let's take a look here.
Yeah, Nina is very beautiful, and it'll give you that sexy Louboutin look. Um, and it's
Let's,
super. Is she asymmetric? Oh, okay, yeah, she is. So that's a great style to start because Enrico can build a shoe, so it
ooh,
can be built asymmetrically, so your entire foot will feel supported.
I love the Nina. I love the Nina.
Yeah. So now
So
it's
now,
just a matter of size, color.
Let's see. So I'm probably not going to be able to wear the red with much. What else do we have here?
There's a like a platinum gold, so a champagne gold color. There is the fireworks, which is stunning because it is black and white and grayish. That's a very stunning shoe.
Oh, the python fireworks.
Mhm.
Or there's the blue leopard. Mm,
There is also a cappuccino that is very versatile because it's cappuccino and rose gold, light rose gold, so match basically every metal color and accessories.
I can't
Yeah,
find.
So
I think that's up on the site, but yes, we can make it in the cappuccino color, which is a very good. If you're familiar with the Valentino Pudra color, it's the same. It's the same color.
Ah,
Um,
I gotcha.
yeah,
one
it's shown
unusual
by Ipsy.
one unusual is fireworks because it's Python, but is with beautiful design of like an explosion of the skin of the snake that generate this beautiful flower in the top of the shoes, and that is basically black and white. So with this soft gray is another very sexy shoes.
Yeah, I could rock
But
those with jeans. I could wear that with a dress.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is super versatile as well, and the touch of red make very sexy. One arch higher like yours, high like yours. It's it's so beautiful. See this line, that painting, that high level of arch. It should be a very great style.
So I think I have it narrowed down to between the python
Mm-hmm.
or the cracked gold. Is there a picture of the cappuccino available, or no, not yet?
No,
You
we
can
don't.
see
You
you
can
can
see
see
cappuccino
but
in Faye or Farah. We have
yeah.
we
The
have
Farah?
yeah, Faye
So
is available in
what
those
look
colors.
like what look like similar is
I see.
Fake cappuccino is the one.
Enrico,
But Nina,
she can also do
but
it in black suede because we have some cut right in black
sure.
suede.
And we have with Swarovski as well. If one want to have a very fancy evening shoes,
So we can do it just in plain black suede.
Yes,
sure,
it's not
sure.
up on the
Why
site,
don't we
but
start there? This way, if it fits particularly well, I mean, I'm excited about making this just like a everyday shoe, even.
okay, I love it. 120 millimeter everyday shoe.
Hey,
But
I've
the
been told if anyone can make it happen, it's Tara and Rose. So there we
Enrico,
go. Of
it's
course.
Enrico.
So
So,
what's the story? How did you guys get together? I mean,
oh my
Italy
goodness.
and then LA. Just
We actually met in 1997 when I started my first shoe line.
yeah.
He was part of the Three Musketeers. The other two Musketeers were the initial guys who got me into the shoe industry. One had a shoe factory, and the other one had a tannery business. So that's how we met initially. And Enrico just loved my vision, but at the time, his work was as an architect and home and retail designer,
Wow.
industrial designer. And it wasn't until 2014, because our paths just went different ways. I went on to build Terran Rose, my business, and he went on with his career. But he was at a point in his career where he said, now I want to do something that I've always been passionate about, which is shoes. He loves he's always loved shoes, and he grew up in one area of Italy where there's many shoe factories. Like you open any door and there's probably a little shoe factory inside. So he found me on Facebook, and the rest is history. And he showed
To
up in LA with his first sample of Aliyah, our technology, active lift and alignment. And I was completely blown away seeing it on my kitchen table. I knew that this was a revolution and it would be a complete game changer. So I said, okay, I want to be a part of this because my motivation in life is always to be the one that can affect change to improve people's lives. And Enrico's of the same philosophy. So that
I think
we
you guys are, I mean, nobody else does this. I mean, even luxury shoe manufacturers, like, having a design artisan, really, because you're putting in more work into this than just building it. It's like a piece of art. And then an orthopedic surgeon. I mean, it's amazing. Nobody else does this. I'm actually shocked at how affordable this is for what you guys offer. I mean, honestly, every success to you guys. I'm obviously excited for myself, but I can just tell you guys are going to go far. This
uh,
it's going to be
yeah.
awesome.
So
Thank you
kind.
so much. We are raising our prices, but it's in 2021, but it's still very, very accessible in considering the amount of personalization and customization that you get. I mean, you saw how Enrico, without you telling him, he said, "Oh, your left foot is a different size than your right," and we can
Exactly.
offer the mismatch. It's a little bit more of a cost, but not so exorbitant. It's an extra $100, which is really nothing when you can actually get the exact fit that you need. And it's
An
one
investment.
thing in
It's an
sneakers.
investment in your health. It
Yeah,
really is. And
really.
I'm too young to be wearing orthopedic shoes, even though these are orthopedic shoes. But being able to find something like this, I am so excited.
Uh, that's wonderful. Yeah, as I was trying to say, it's one thing to have a mismatch when you're wearing a flat and laces like a sneaker,
Yeah,
but when you go up into a heel, especially since you're interested in 120 millimeter, you're not messing around. It has to be very precise for comfort, stability, balance. You cannot have a lot of leeway when you're up that high.
yeah,
So it's really important to get that exact fit, and we offer that. And as someone said yesterday, you know, you're not paying a surgeon um, whatever amount for an hour of his or her work. You're paying for all of the years of experience. So
exactly.
you're paying for Enrico's know-how and his ingenuity. Um,
Absolutely. And like I
Oh,
said,
but
I really,
I
really,
want to remark. I want to remark as well that for make a shoes for Louboutin or for every top designer, the time for every pair of shoes is around an hour. Other shoes is around 15, 20 minutes. Our shoes sometimes take 3 days. So
wow.
it's we neither start after that we study. So because doesn't exist neither in shoes like tire rows or orthopedic shoes. You don't have this kind of service in no
Believe
one
me,
kind.
I looked. I
It,
looked. I mean, you're absolutely right. There's nothing else like this. Like,
it's
if
insane.
you
It's
do,
insane that the people come and they says it's insane what you're doing. Says actually with sexy shoes you're doing something that nobody one does, neither in orthopedic. Why? And that is the point. That is exactly the point. It is true what we give like service should be so much profitable in work shoes or military or medical. But he says we will arrive there. The point is not uh, make money. The point is serve people for what they really enjoy and like. And women wanna feel beautiful. And so Tarin was says something that has signed my life at the time, that it was how could be that we send men on the moon and we cannot make a comfortable walk of a woman in the street. This is kind of crazy. And because I was growing in this place where everyone does shoes, I says, yes, this should be the perfect way to match great idea with creativity and engineering and all background, of course, us help a lot. And so is born these things. And after we develop together this kind of service that is goes much further than just invent one revolutionary technology, because that is remarkable, because more than double of surface gonna work for dissipate our weight, so we feel the weight of our body less than half. And so obviously we can go double time and arrive with the same pain that basically we have now with sneakers after 6 8 hours. You're gonna touch that level of pain after the double of hours, so you can stay 12 15 hours we don't arrive at the fit tired at that level. So this is what is happened. And of course is struggling because uh, we have all components that come from special mold. We start with the insole, just for make a sample that nobody one can does. So insole maker says, hey, the insole is a piece of art. You need to make yourself, because we cannot spend 1 hour to make one pair of insole. You need to spend your time. We're never gonna do that. So how much we should be to ask? We sell the insole at $2 3, and we need to finish the insole in less than some minutes. So that is the point. Make with something so advanced that really solve, because you say, oh, nobody one does, but everyone claim.
Yes,
Everyone, that is another point.
they do.
So for doing that, basically you should be to give the service, the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge. It's not easy to go to arrive at the level that we measuring more than 3,000 feet, just stay in the knee and study the structure in the engineering way of our amazing nature that we have in the feet. So that is for lucky what we really like to do. We enjoy to work 15 18 hours, and that is not so simply. and
I
yeah.
can tell. I can tell you guys love what you do.
Yeah.
And you know, the way I look at it is, I mean, I can tell you about myself. It's taken me 2 or 3 pairs of luxury shoes, buying them and wearing them for, a few hours at a time for a couple of weeks, only to discover, yeah, this is not going to work. And, I any logical person would think, well, why don't I just make an investment where I know that I'm getting a product that's going to obviate the need for me just purchasing and trying and making this fine and making this fit better and bandaging this toe to make it work. So, I mean, honestly, kudos to you guys.
Like shoes. Let's get some shoes.